Welcome. If you don't watch my ChatGPT videos that I've been putting out, you haven't seen this. This is the second video this is used. So the first person that saw this, let me know. I'm interested. I know you can't see it right now, so I might need to move that cartoon thing over to the side. But anyway, you're here because I'm adding some content to the path. Now, the path is started and has made it to the duo. So there's nothing more other than does the path keep going forward? But you have to be asking yourself, some of you at least, why didn't Microsoft quit at 7.0 or 8.8.1 or 10? Why? Especially 10, because market share just continued to drop. There was a slight bump in market share in 8, but it was only an uptick, a little bit of an uptick. There were no upticks, none that I'm aware of. If there were, they were very, very minor. It was mainly just down. So why? Well, you know why they created this path, why they got on it, because of their vision for this century. So you understand that. When they got to that point of 7.0, Windows Phone 7, where market share had dropped tremendously from Windows Phone 6 to Windows Phone 7, seeing that huge drop, why did they push forward and do, well, the 7 first? Well, there's some logical reasons there that go beyond what I'm going to say. We were just recently there. So there's no reason why, now that we've got UI, etc., we might be able to go out and grab it and get back in the game. But Microsoft kept going. And 8 and 8.1 and 10, all the failures of gaining market share, they never quit. Someone made a comment on Twitter about being persistent. That's why Windows Phone failed, persistent. And that's just not correct. Their persistence here has kept them going. Why do they have it? Why? Because right now it just looks bleak being able to gain share. Though I think there are things they can do now to gain share. They have not been in that position until now. It's another video. What else has propelled them along this path? Services, Microsoft 365, OneDrive, Azure, the cloud. That is huge, and I believe will be even bigger in the future, and it will be more impactful to users that have more seamless integration with everything. And thus, he who holds hardware starts at that one integration point, because at some point that hardware is going to be what they have. They're not going to have all the other stuff that we have today with PCs. There's going to be far fewer of those. We're seeing a shift. It's going to take a while for that shift to occur, but that shift is here. And the more connectivity we have, the more cloud services we have, the more impactful a mobile device will have into the entire ecosystem. I think that's obvious. It's going to be important to have devices, to have control of what's going on to the device, but to have a device that can meet these needs. Now, one can say, well, we can get by if we just have the other stuff. Well, you have to keep in mind that Google, while not as big as Microsoft in the cloud game, is a threat. They're doing hardware. And while Android is open source, they do hold the keys to Android. They should be in the best position. But when we look in this space, we see that Samsung's actually in a lot better position with the devices. But the services, they're relying upon Microsoft right now for a lot of those services. They don't have them. They had some of them. There's some things that have been going on with them and Microsoft that's allowed Microsoft to be more integrated on their devices with services. So at least have that animal that can assist them in staying at their dominance, and then they make the good hardware, so they're kind of okay. They're in a semi-safe haven right now with that partnership that they have with Microsoft, but in long term that could hurt them, and I think they know that. I will not be surprised if Samsung jumps ship at some point from the Android road and does their own thing. We'll see. I've been thinking this would happen for a while, but we haven't seen it yet. But it's this whole ecosystem that's being built, and that is important for the future, highly important. That's why I think Microsoft has stayed the path, never paused. They continue, they're dumping money in it left and right, and they're continuing to do that so that they can get themselves into that position. If they fall out of the game, out of that game completely, ultimately it could hurt them. Short term right now, no, but long term, yes. These are long term moves that they're making today, not short term moves. Every move they make is for long term, not 5 years, but 10 years from now. So you've got to understand that's what we're on. That's what's driving them. I've no doubt. Thanks for watching.